pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Now we move to our statements from the public on agenda items.
I too have come to learn that the Hawaiian Kingdom continues to exist as an independent and sovereign state that has been under an illegal, and prolonged occupation by the United States since January 17, 1893.
In 2015, Hawaii County Council was made aware of the Hawaiian Kingdom via Testimonial Resolution 185-15, and on June 2nd, 2015, you voted unanimously recognizing La Ho'iho'i'ea, Sovereignty Restoration Day, as a holiday. Why didn't the council members ask Corporation Counsel for legal opinion at that time? In 2016, several of us that included Dr. Keanu Sai, Mr. Kali Gumapak, and myself met with council members Karen Eoff and Miley Maderas David, where Dr. Sai provided both council members with the same information that was provided to Council Member Rugos.
Please summarize.
Why didn't you, Karen Eoff, or you, Miley Maderas David, ask Corporation Counsel for a legal opinion at the time either? It is also important to note that Council Member Rugos did not ask Corporation Counsel Kamehameha for his personal assumption and or opinion. She asked for a legal opinion based on applicable laws. And as a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist.
This testimony is in support of Councilwoman Jen Ruggles on war crimes committed in Hawaii and the UN Human Rights Letter on the U.S. occupation in Hawaii. I am a retired early educator, home visitor, and I currently reside in Kohala, Hawaii. As a Hawaiian subject, I am a protected person defined under Article 4 of the 1949 Fourth Geneva Convention.
This testimony supports Councilwoman Jen Ruggles and the question asked of Corporation Counsel Joseph Kamehameha for a valid legal opinion. I am a Hawaiian Kingdom subject. I am a Hawaiian businessman currently living in Hawaiian Paradise Park. And as a Hawaiian Kingdom subject, I am a protected person under Article 4 of the 1949 Fourth Geneva Convention. A few years ago, I came to learn that the Hawaiian Kingdom continues to exist as an independent and sovereign state. Yes, and that was a surprise to me. That has been under an illegal and prolonged occupation by the United States since January 17, 1893, the overthrow. I'm also aware that the United Nations, Dr. Alfred Desist, sent a memorandum to all the judges throughout Hawaii, the judicial system, and also to the governor, informing them that international laws, the Hague and Geneva Conventions, require that governance and legal matters within the occupied territory of the Hawaiian Islands must be administered by the application of the laws of the occupied state, in this case, the Hawaiian Kingdom, not the domestic laws of the occupier, which is the United States. According to Amnesty International, war crimes are crimes that violate the laws of or customs of war defined by the Hague and Geneva Conventions, of which the United States signed on to accept the Geneva and the Hague Conventions, which makes it laws here. The Supremacy Clause requires that those laws are the laws of the land. Article 43 of the Hague Regulations and Article 64 of the Fourth Geneva Conventions obligates the U.S. to administer Hawaiian Kingdom law, not U.S. law, and this includes county council. This deliberate failure by the United States to administer Hawaiian Kingdom law has led to grave breaches under Article 147 of the Fourth Geneva Convention and international humanitarian law, which constitutes war crimes committed against me as a protected person. Council members Karen Eoff, Miley David, and Danny Paleka were made aware of this information over 2 years ago by the acting Hawaiian Kingdom Regency and myself, but did not ask the question of Corporation Counsel. The question is, why not?
Yeah, thank you for your testimony. That was the 3 minutes. Thank you. The bell went off on the summarize.
Oh, I
and the
couldn't hear it.
Yeah, thank you for your testimony, though. I just need to be fair across the board. Thank you, sir. State your name for the record and then proceed. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Keone Kalave, and I'm a Hawaiian subject. I am a kahuna kuhikuhi po'one and currently reside in Puna in U.S.-occupied Hawaii. As a Hawaiian subject, I'm protected person as defined under Article 4 of the 1949 Fourth Geneva Convention. The United Nations independent expert, Dr. Alfred Desist, notified the state of Hawaii judiciary to not plunder, enable, or collude, which is prohibited under Article 28 of the 1907 Hague Convention. Dr. Desist continues to state that I have come to understand that the lawful political status of the Hawaiian Islands is that of a sovereign nation state in continuity, but a nation state that is under a strange form of occupation by the United States, resulting from an illegal military occupation and fraudulent annexation. As such, international laws, the Hague and Geneva Conventions, requires that governance and legal matters within the occupied territory of the Hawaiian Islands must be administered by the application of the laws of the occupied state. In this case, Hawaiian Kingdom law, not domestic laws of the occupier, the United States. This body illegally enacts United States laws in violation of the Hague and Geneva Convention, and as a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist.
I am a protected person as defined under Article 4 of the 1949 Fourth Geneva Convention. You know, it seems like this is not the first time we've been through this topic. But we're going to come back again and again to remind you guys, this is all wrong what you guys are doing. But as long as we can do this civilly, that's what we're going to do. This body illegally continues to illegally enact United States laws in violation of the Hague and Geneva Conventions. And as a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist. Paul.
This body illegally enacts United States law in violation of the Hague and Geneva Conventions, and as a victim of war crimes that stems from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist.
Okay, your next testifier.
Aloha mai kākou, o nā halela au nā li ka po ole ko winoa. He Hawaii au, no ko Hawaii pai aina, keia kuru aina, ka home, ke kula iwi, ka maoli, ke ea nohoi. O iai, noho hewa ko Amerika maluna hoi o ko mākou pai aina. Eia no mākou, e hoi ike a o kou, i ka oia i'o o ko kākou ea, ka oia i'o o ke ia aina, o ke ia pai aina no hoi. Oia no ka noho hewa ana o Amerika, a ka ho'o mau, a ka mau ana o ko Amerika war crimes, maluna ana, maluna o ko kākou mau po e kanaka, maluna o ke ia pai aina.
We got to get rid of all this shibai, and we got to start looking at the real truth. Mahalo.
I'm a Hawaiian subject. I reside at Pi'ihonua, Hilo, Hawaii. I am a keeper of my family mo'oku auhau and a researcher of genealogies. I'm employed as a fiscal specialist at the University of Hawaii at Hilo. As a Hawaiian subject, I am a protected person as defined under Article 4 of the 1949 Fourth Geneva Convention. The Hawaiian Kingdom continues to exist as an independent and sovereign state that has been under an illegal and prolonged occupation by the United States since January 17, 1893. This body, called the Hawaii County Council, illegally enacts United States laws in violation of the Hague and Geneva Conventions. And as a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist.
And Ms. Akau Gaspar, if you could state your name for the record and then proceed.
My name is Theodora Akau Gaspar, and I'm a Hawaiian subject. I'm a retired school teacher, and I currently reside in Ahuloa in the Hamakua district on Moko Keawe. As a Hawaiian subject, I am a protected person, as defined under Article 4 of the 1949 Geneva Convention. A few years ago, I met with Mayor-elect Harry Kim, and he was presented the same information with no avail, no questions. He called upon me. I never called upon him. And the reason for him calling me was because of my support of the Mauna Kea movement. So again, he called upon me to talk. So that was my opportunity to give him this true fact information, with no reply or no response after that. So this body that I'm looking at, enacting United States law in violation of the Hague and Geneva Convention, and as a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation that I'm looking at, I demand you learn the truth based on facts, and you cease and desist on your decision making until you truly learn these facts. These are facts based on truth. If not, you each will be held liable, accountable for your decision making. Here, each of you. War crimes is something not to mess with. Honestly, I too have to look at myself as a Hawaiian subject living in the Hawaiian Kingdom. This is the Hawaiian Kingdom in continuity. Honestly, as a human being having human rights, seriously, think about it. You all have your own na'au. You have a Hawaiian last name, Kanuha. Every one of you have koko in you because you reside in the Hawaiian Kingdom. Think about it. 125 years since the illegal overthrow.
Thank you for your testimony.
You're welcome.
And then proceed.
Aloha, my name is Ku'ulani Muse. My testimony is in reference to Bill 160 to amend Chapter 2 of the County Code of Ethics. I am a Hawaiian subject. I reside and work in Kahua, Hilo, Hawaii. As a Hawaiian subject, I am a protected person under Article 4 of the 1949 Fourth Geneva Convention. I am here to affirm that the Hawaiian Kingdom continues to exist as an independent and sovereign state, and to assert that this body continues to illegally enact United States laws in violation of the Hague and Geneva Conventions. As a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist. Mahalo.
My name is Robert M. Yamada II. I am a Hawaiian Homes lessee. This body illegally enacts United States laws in violation of the Hague and Geneva Convention, and as a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist.
The strange thing about the Hawaiian Kingdom is we're placed under the Northwest Ordinance through the Reciprocity Treaty of 1875. So that's why it's a strange setup. How can you apply the Northwest Ordinance when it's limited to Article 5? But it was applied here and there was no question. But it's a constitutional question that's yet to go up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Transitioning to...
According to a rule, you got to sign up for the, so if you want to go and sign up for another one, we had you doing.
The veterans one now.
Yeah, but you're not signed up for that.
I wasn't signed up for the other one, the one that
you
the
have
Portuguese.
666-18 and one, you had 2 items signing up for. So.
Yeah, it wasn't the one with the
So I
Portuguese.
just-
The Portuguese one I added on.
I'm going to allow this one time, but I'm not allowing this. I'm only, just because you're here, I'm not going to make a really big issue of it, but know our rules about what you got to sign up for and what we're expecting and when you're transitioning. I respect that. So go ahead, your next 3 minutes.
Rules are your rules, not mine.
Excuse me, if you're in this room, you abide by our rules, and you need to go read the rules, because if it is disruptive, we can ask you to leave. So I just want, out of respect for each other's, we can agree to disagree. We just need to respect each other's views. So thank you. Continue.
So with that, I'll end with the Queen's protest of January 17, 1893 against U.S. Minister Stevens has yet to make its way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Article 3, Section 2, Clause 2, original but limited jurisdiction only over U.S. Minister Stevens. The court has no jurisdiction over, the federal courts have no jurisdiction here in this kingdom. And the other one is the constitutional question of the Northwest Ordinance being applied here to this kingdom through the Reciprocity Treaty of 1875. Thank you.
This body that I'm looking at enacts the United States laws, which is a violation of the Hague and Geneva Conventions. Therefore, we're all victims of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation. I kindly, respectfully, humbly demand that this body immediately cease and desist. Mahalo.
I am an American citizen, and I am a teacher at Hawaii Community College, and I currently reside in Mountain View, Hawaii. As an American citizen who is not an employee of the United States government, I am a protected citizen under Article 4 of the 1949 Fourth Geneva Convention. As a United States citizen, I am a protected person as defined by the International Criminal Law in the Tadic Judgment of 1999 by the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia Appeals Chamber, which stated that civilians who are nationals of the occupying state are also protected persons because of their allegiance while residing in the occupied state is in this case owed to the Hawaiian Kingdom and not the United States. Allegiance to the Hawaiian Kingdom by resident aliens is stated in Section 3, Chapter 6 of the Hawaiian Kingdom Penal Code. This body illegally enacts the United States laws in violation of the Hague and Geneva Conventions, and as a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist.
And I am here to affirm that the Hawaiian Kingdom continues to exist as an independent and sovereign state. This body illegally enacts United States laws in violation of the Hague and Geneva Conventions, and as a victim of war crimes that stem from this unlawful legislation, I demand that this body immediately cease and desist.
Thank you.
Maybe a good idea, you folks, if you go to hawaiiankingdom.org for history. It might be enlightening to you folks. You're hearing us say this over and over. but maybe you need to educate yourselves of the true history, and also the hawaiiankingdom.org/blog, which will bring you up to date in what is happening now.
We are so lucky that the Queen and that the Hawaiian Kingdom continues to exist, because the Hawaiian Kingdom, to my knowledge, is the only country on earth that is not a corporation. And indeed, the United States became officially a corporation in 1871 with the creation of the District of Columbia. And if you Google definition of United States under the United States Code, Article 28, Section 3002, line 15, definition of United States, they tell you United States equals federal corporation. And what is a corporation? Who are the people you're actually working for? The definition of a corporation is a legal entity. So we have a legal, illegal entity occupying Hawaii. And I think the question here is, because you're in a community of people that are filled with the aloha spirit, that you come forward. There was a great mistake that we were all born into. Our moms didn't know when they were applying for a birth certificate that they were signing over their beloved baby until the federal corporation. And so until we declare upon ourselves and unto the world our true status, who we are, where we are, and what law we live by, we will be presumed to be property of that corporation, and I'm no longer property of that corporation. Hawaii County, Hawaii, Hawaiian Kingdom has a powerful destiny on earth as it is in heaven. And if we stand true, faithfully, with aloha, we can untangle this. And I want to support all of you to reflect on that. Because yes, there are consequences in the law, but beyond that, there is love and forgiveness and healing.
Thank you for your testimony.
God bless you.
I've come to know that I'm a protected person. I'd like to tell you folks that you are too. I don't have to repeat everything that everybody else said. I'm sure that it's kind of getting in your mind. What I'm going to ask you is to take this information home, because this isn't going to stop. It's not a small thing. It's not one little tiny group of people over here. It's huge. I've known about it. I've known about the problems with it since March 1999, when at that time I lived on Maui. It's only gotten bigger. It's not a small group of people. And the reason it's not a small group of people is because these are actual facts. And we have professors, we have people like Ron Williams Jr., who is a professor of history, coming out with facts on a daily basis. In fact, he has Truthful Tuesdays, where he pulls one small little fact out that everybody can see. And now everybody knows. And our children know, and our young people are knowing. And back when I was young, we were just fighting for what we now have, Olelo in schools.
And is a victim of war crimes that stem from the unlawful legislation. I demand this body immediately cease and desist.
There was a point in time where there was argument between, was it a flat earth or was it a round earth? And we look back and we sort of laugh at some people. We are at that point, and what we're asking is, please be thorough on the data. Don't rely on what was told, what was passing. We're asking that you be thorough, because it's been presented to you, the evidence, and we are asking for you to take your own time and really look into it.
The veil has lifted. There is no more hiding the truth. We are here. You all have accountability to do the right thing here. We did it with the GMO. You just keep doing it, because if you don't, you know how the rules go. It falls on your mo'opuna, and it will fall on them. It's just how it goes. So we can come with all the aloha and all of that, but all of you need to do your job. We applaud, Jen, that in Kona, when we asked people to talk to us, our representatives on the council, you should have talked. You should listen. You shouldn't be scared for your jobs. You shouldn't be scared because your new salary or for whatever reason it is. Just, you should be doing the right thing. You should be doing kuleana. Because they're saying that the children and the babies and this, let me tell you that the babies coming in, this has a deep impact on them.
As an American national, I have children who were born here. I am a member of the World Moorish Nation, which is the Kanaka Maoli, the Moro, the Maoli, the Maori, the Kamau. We're all the same bloodline of people growing up on the planet Earth in different locations. And I'm honored to be here in front of the Hawaiian Kingdom flag that I see behind you with the gold fringe, acknowledging that there is a war going on. I am an American national. I am an administrator, a jurist, and an adherent to the law. I reside in the Puna district here on the island of Hawaii. As an American national, I am protected under the international criminal law in TADIC judgment of 1999 by the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia Appeals Chamber, which stated that civilians who are nationals of the occupying state are also protected because of their allegiance to the occupied state. And I am clarifying my allegiance to the Hawaiian Kingdom as an American national in the current situation of the illegal occupation of the Hawaiian Kingdom.
Corporations cannot extend their arm beyond the corporation. The people in the United States of America Republic, not the United States Incorporated, are second under Hawaiian Kingdom law, under the United States of America Republic law, not United States Incorporated. Sovereign God, sovereign individuals, then the government subject to the people. Corporations are not mentioned. This is the world we live in today. Flip that upside down. Corporations try to run it. Second is government. Third, people are enslaved. And God is optional. We live in an upside down world. Today, we're not asking you to make any rulings or judgments. Today, we want you to know that you have no authority. Now, I look at some of your faces. I love you guys. I see you in the store, I say hi and give you hugs, okay? This has nothing to do personally with anybody. This has only to do with the truth. This is not about race. This is not about nationality. This is about corporation versus people and how the so-called US government wages war on the people every day. And they use you guys. They use you guys, unwittingly or knowingly, to wage that war. Today, I urge you to listen to everything that was said here. And in my testimony, I want to encompass all the other testimonies about the true relationship and the true political standing between the Hawaiian Kingdom and the United States. I want that as part of my testimony. I also want you to understand your standing, that corporations cannot make rulings that apply to the people. And that's all you are. So I too applaud Jen. She is not basing this on race or anything other than what is true. Now, this 160 that you have on the agenda, I'm kind of at a loss as to why you would have to put something in law saying we'll be accurate and we will be factual. Isn't that a given? That's what we're doing today. We're being factual and accurate. We're being an example of how to lead. You cannot lead the people if you're a corporation. Now, you all, I'm sure, take this to heart, your role. But you got to understand your role. You got to do your homework. I did mine. Nobody was going to teach me that. In fact, I was taught just the opposite.
So please go do your homework and make decisions accordingly.
Thank you for your testimony.
And I support Agenda 160 because I believe in Pono ethics that support freedom and truth for all. Therefore, I support the Hawaiian Kingdom and sovereignty. Hawaii was taken over illegally, a war crime. When will the U.S. government stop stealing the lands of the indigenous people and instead start honoring them? Mahalo.
I'd rather you spend the money researching what Jen Ruggles asked you to research, which is whether Hawaii is occupied. And I've provided a printout of things to help in that research. And it's mainly having to do with the United States, which is like a corporation, the money system, the IRS. It's, you know, the United States of America isn't really what you think it is. So I've provided a list for everybody. It's got, you know, the CFR rules. It's got different cases cited here for you, but you should really look at what Jen's saying. I think we should rather be the Hawaiian Kingdom than be part of the corporate United States of America, because that's headed in the wrong direction, the United States, and I don't want to be a part of it. I think that, you know, Hawaiian Kingdom would be a much better place for all of us to live, and we could take care of each other and not be the world police and not be making our people work themselves to death just so they can have a new house and a new car and a new insurance policy. And yeah, we're coming down to things are changing. Layers are exposing, the truth is coming out, and I think you'd rather spend the money instead of reviewing a gun law. You should rather review if the United States is actually even really what it says it is, and support Jen on this. Thank you.
It's been 25 years since public law, U.S. Public Law 103-150, has been incorporated into the health law of Hawaii. And why did they put in the health law? Because it's all part of brainwashing. And that's the part of the war crime we're talking about, brainwash. How long will it happen? It's been 25 years, and the continuation of business as usual, got to stop. So we're along the line. But I realized one thing. A lot of our people, from back when Prince Kuhio and Mr. Desist wrote the Hilo County Council Charter, was designed to help the Hawaiians here as a nationality, not a race. I hope you guys are 007s within our occupied state, that it helps. And if you are, I'd like to commend you. It's a nice, it's a real art to be a politician in an occupied state and still try to help your people. I congratulate you on that, if you are that. If you're not, well, you just along with the other people to rip us off and make everybody else money, and they live with it, and we're stuck here with nothing. But just like to, I'm here in support of Jen Ruggles and her efforts throughout all her time in here. I don't know why she didn't go again, because the trick to politicians is you get reelected. She get a hard time in the first time as a sophomore, but and when you come back as a junior and you come back 3 times, wow, the people have spoken. So we're just hoping that she make it again, so the people will have spoken again, and that she has support in that way. A second time, yeah, but unfortunately she's not. So I just like to say, from 25 years ago, same face used to come. We have new faces. The new generation now. I know they talk too much nowadays. We got people come up, the akamai, they're not on food stamps anymore. They're professional people. And I hope you can hear them before, these guys just food stamps, many worry. But now we have really brave people. They come. And I hope, when we first started back then, a lot of people said, oh, our hand's tied. I thought, if you make big enough noise, we can untie your hand. Then you can do the things you need to do.
Thank you. Thank you
So
for your
again,
testimony.
Thank you, Jan Ruggles, and I hope one day somewhere inside your mana'o that you guys would
Thank you.
come that way.
Okay, I'd
Aloha.
like to call Christine Kubat up to the table.
For the record, my name is Pua Ana An. Some of you may remember me from such resolutions as the North Korea resolution. I was really hoping that Councilmember Chung was here because I had some choice words for him, like amongst Koreans. But needless to say, this is going to be a lot shorter than it was originally going to be. But if someone could kindly remind him that Korea was a country that was occupied by the Japanese for many years and is currently still under a form of occupation regardless of whether they have their independence back. I understand that you folks are in a difficult position with this and, being elected officials and all that. But, I was really hoping to provide him with some context, behind what he's doing. Since the North Korea resolution, I actually did go back to the homeland of our grandfathers. And I visited a prison in Seoul that was kept for independence activists during the occupation period and for democratization activists in South Korea up until about 1987, because Korea was actually a series of US-backed dictatorships up until about 1987. And also I visited Jeju Island, where approximately, this year is the 70th anniversary of the April 3rd massacre. About 30,000 people were killed by the United States and Republic of Korea governments because they wanted unification. They were against splitting the country in two. Now, and I was going to tell him this and remind him of these things if he didn't already know them. But I guess not. Well, and one other thing, while we are allocating pillage money, please do award those grants to those Hawaiian organizations. Mahalo.
So you know that Mr. Chung will probably have heard that either or review it. Thank you.
Wow. Oh my gosh, this is really happening. We're really sitting here talking about this. Thank you, Jennifer. Anybody who knows Jennifer knows that she's a beautiful, caring, intelligent person, that she's brought this issue up because she really believes that it's important. And I'm stunned sitting here listening today to the sincerity and the way that people have presented this before you. And so I'm going to ask you all to respect that sincerity and to really do something. It's not enough for Mr. Kamehameha to say, it doesn't matter because I think so. That's not enough. Please don't accept that. Do something. Find people. And also find people who are not conflicted. I believe in Mr. Kamehameha. I believe he's a good person, but honestly, he's deeply conflicted because if he agrees with the position that's been taken by these people, he doesn't have a job. That's like the most basic form of conflict of interest that there is. So this is what I would do if I were you. I would find a way to reach out to experts who are not conflicted and to have them render an opinion that's backed by fact and actually addresses the issues that have been brought before you, and then proceed from there. It's the next step. It has integrity. Don't dismiss this. You know Jennifer. You know these good people. Don't just dismiss it. Yeah, wow, we're here.
I have a birth certificate. I have a social security number. I'm technically American like that. My father was born in the territory. My grandma was born in the kingdom. Before that, we were still here. So we find ourselves in this same place again, and these people coming up again. I'm not even 30 years old. I'm a baby. And yeah, I could talk about, the small things that I try and know, and the small things that, I memorized this, number that I can tell you so you can go look them up. But that's not why I'm here talking today. I'm really thankful that I have the opportunity just to sit in front of you and just to give my mana'o, small kind. Because I'm thankful for what you do. I have family that works county, family that works state. My father was chief of medicine on Maui for Kaiser Permanente for the past 30 years. He just retired this year. This is my family too. I'm so thankful you guys keep our roads good. You know, we have this electricity. We have these things available to us. But we can't keep forgetting what we already know is true. And the truth is that my grandma was born in the kingdom. My father was born in the territory. And I was born in America. How come, though? We was all born in the same place.
I realized that a lot of people's actions many, many, many years ago have contributed to the situation that we find ourselves in today. And I think that all we can do is try to do the best we can to make things right. And I would like to see that happen. Thank you for your time and your attention. I appreciate that.
And I encourage the council to encourage Mr. Kamehameha to provide a legal opinion, and if he can't, then hire someone to do that for him. I think it's long past due. We need to address the issue. I'm very shocked that all the attorneys there that you have did not have the guts to bring this up earlier. So it's time, and thank you very much, Jennifer Ruggles, and that's all I need to say. Thank you.